Joy Taylor and the Sisterhood. You know, when I talk to my female friends and we talk about stuff like this, right? And when you look at the red pill side of the internet, the manosphere, the number one thing that comes up is accountability, right? It's accountability. And men, a lot of men don't necessarily take women seriously when they come down on dudes. You know, you look at Sean Combs, you look at Harvey Weinstein, you look at whoever you want to look at. Men to be the first one to tell you, like, yep, that was a scumbag move. That was horrible. That was terrible. That dude should be held accountable. And when women are talking about men who are the bad actors, women are like, "Yup, that guy should be held accountable. You know, he's a bad guy. He's a scumbag. Blah blah blah." But when a woman does something, like in particular Joy Taylor, what did she really do? Did she break any laws? Not really. This is all alleged until proven otherwise, right? She's innocent until proven guilty. Like nothing's been proven. But we all know this ain't gonna go to court. What is it gonna go? It's gonna go to court of, adulterers court or something like that. Not like that's gonna happen, right? People understand what happened here. You got a woman who worked on her body. She's attractive. She used that body to get to the bag. Smashed her way to the top. But women don't want to point their fingers and hold her accountable. So what am I talking about here? Anton Daniels, a big YouTuber on the Black YouTube side. I think he's done some work with Fox. He's done work in the Real Pure World, the Mantle Swamp. Dude's out there doing good things, very well known. He does a lot of hard work. He's very conservative in his views and his political leanings, but he's from the hood. And he's a dude who understands the game, how things run, how things work. I have to give a shout out to Anton because he's really good about bringing on a panel of folks and they discuss these things as they occur, like the Sean Combs thing and whatever else. Like when there's things going on in the hood with the gang stuff, when stuff going on in the hood with the drill rappers or whatever's going on, he'll bring forth a panel and they'll have an open discussion. So here's one of those panels. Here's one of those panels talking about Joy Taylor. And you notice it's very diverse as far as gender wise. You have 2, 4, 6, I think 7. I think there's 7 women and 3 dudes. More women than men. This is gonna be a good panel. When they were talking about Sean Combs, it was go, 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 go. It was boy, everyone, especially the ladies, they had something to say. Now we're talking about Joy Taylor. It is what it is. We're talking about the court of public opinion. Like you don't have to come in here, right, and prove the person is guilty or not guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt or whatever. No, we're just gonna talk about what's out there, what we're looking at. Let's hear it. Let's check this out, guys. This is gonna be great.
Well, joy to the world. Do you guys think that Joy Taylor slept her way up to the Fox Sports ladder? Did she sleep with those men? Are we saying she's guilty?
Allegedly.
Allegedly?
Allegedly.
Anybody could talk. Go ahead.
The whole story seems real interesting. He found evidence of it, they say. Like, who said that? Like, where'd they get the information from?
It's funny how
But that
everybody
makes
is
it more believable.
all of a sudden quiet. When we was talking about Jay-Z, when we was talking about Diddy, when we was talking about all of these guys, everybody couldn't wait to jump in and have a conversation. Now that we're believing all women, right? And we have a woman that's brought to the front of the congregation early in the year, nobody is jumping in. Nobody want to say anything. I'm just curious. I just want to observe for a minute.
And that's the sisterhood right there. That is probably one of the number one gripes that comes from dudes, especially, guys like me. Guys who are like, hey, let's sit back, let's have a conversation. Let's hear it. Let's have it, let's go ahead and talk. Whenever I talk to females, talk to cool women, the average woman, She'll tell her side of the story or whatever, and it's always man bad, woman good. And I would sit there like, what? Nuh-uh, not all women. And even women that I know, like there's loose, like associates or whatever, they'll come in and talk about, all men are terrible and this and that. You got to point out to them, it's like, it's the dudes that you are going after. That's not all men. That's a very small, select group of dudes that you're going after. You're going after the dudes who have choices. They have options. And these dudes sometimes choose to smash the pudgy girl. They sometimes choose to do something with the ugly chick on a slow Thursday. But these guys have options. The vast majority of dudes don't really have options like that because of various reasons. And one of the biggest reasons is the guys in the bottom 80, those guys that women don't generally see, they're not gamed up. They haven't worked on themselves. They haven't become the best versions of themselves. But you notice how quiet this panel is. I have watched some of Anton's content, especially with the panels, and the panels normally are so active that you just can't watch it. There's just people talking over each other. Everyone has something to say. They're like, blah, blah, it's loud. But again, that's when you're talking about Jay-Z. That's when you're talking about Sean Combs. We sit here talking about a woman who is clearly smashing her way to the top. Hey, if that's what you want to do, go do it. But these women don't want to point it out. Even though the fact that they're sitting here quiet makes them look bad as a collective. Now, the powerful women that I know, the women who's gone out there and who have really done it, they put in the work, they got to the bag through merit, through networking, through being competent. Those women be the first one to tell you, like, yeah, that happens. Yeah, she's gonna sleep her way to success. Yeah, see it all the time. One thing I will say about this Joy Taylor, at least when she got the opportunity, she was prepared. Again, I don't consume that content, the sports shows and all that, but from the people who do, like people in my in the comment section, people in the chat, people out there in the real world, they're like, yeah, man, we enjoyed watching her. She seemed to be pretty competent in what she was doing. She handled her business, she did her thing. But then I'll go back and I'll watch some of the stuff that they're talking about, and all I see is the twins sitting up there looking nice and perky. All I see is this woman, who's dressed real, scantily and whatever, and looking sexy. And yeah, okay, she can moderate, but I mean, what can she really contribute to the conversation when you're talking about the best linebacker in the National Football League's history? Or if they're talking about CTE, or they're talking about two-a-days or conditioning, or what can she contribute? Like, she never played football. She probably never played baseball, fast pitch, maybe softball. I don't know. I mean, she was built like a softball pitcher, a softball catcher for college, but I doubt if she really played sports. But she got there, and when she got the opportunity, she came through. She did her job to the point where people acknowledged her for being good at whatever it is she's doing. So salute to her. But how did she get there? Come on now. She busted it wide open. That's how she got there.
I guess I'm gonna be that dude to say something. So this one's been top of mind for me for sure. The suspicious part for me is this, right? Because I'm a psychology guy. I look at how much defensiveness she had going on before this news came out. So she'd be on different shows talking about how much work she had to put in. She had to work twice or three times as hard as a woman to get to where she got, etc. It's like overcompensating, almost as if she knew something was about to break, right? So that's the part for me that first got my attention. It's all still going to be alleged because you are innocent until proven otherwise.
She didn't know something was about to break. She just using the same old boss babe narrative. She has to work within the confines of the sisterhood. That's when you get into the whole pay gap thing, and you get into all that kind of stuff, like women have less rights than men, and she still has to work within that frame of the feminist movement. She's got to stay within that frame. She knows exactly how she got there, but she can't sit there and say, hey, y'all, I got here by cheating on my husband and smashing my boss, and I did such a good job of pleasing him sexually that he gave me this position. And then once I got here, yo, I blew it up. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm doing. I once I got my opportunity, I ran with it, but I got here by sleeping with that guy over there. She can't say that. She has to say, I gotta be 3 times as better than the people around me. I gotta work harder. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. She's hearing other people say it. She's got to parrot those talking points. She can't sit there and say, yeah, I slept my way to the top. You know, I don't have a problem with women who decide to go that route, use their body to get what they want. You're grown up. That's a grown up decision. Do what you want to do. That's on you. Right. But people are sitting here and these women are definitely quiet on this panel because they know that option is there for each and every woman. Women can do that. And I don't know how many women take that road, but it's more than just Joy Taylor.
Oh no, that's not what they were saying with the other people. But
of course,
we'll get to that.
No. If you're a man, it's automatic. Period. Right. But with Joy, it's going to be until proven otherwise. However, I'm also saying how you present yourself speaks volume. We might not like that conversation, but I believe that to be true. So if I was looking like a whole entire homeless man over here and I got mad at somebody for dropping off some change by my side, I couldn't really be mad at that individual because that's my presentation. So homegirl has not exactly been an individual who has been presenting herself in the most modest way or in a way that would have me believe that this is not fully true or not. Like, again, maybe they're exaggerating, but I feel like there's something going on. I feel like there's a story there.
And if it is true,
and if it is true, you
right?
said what the consequences should be?
No, and if it is true, then what?
Well, that's the consequences. Now, if it's true, then she has to have the same consequences that anybody else faces.
What
right?
did you do that was?
There are no consequences. There are none. If you're a female and you sleep your way to the top and it comes out later on down the road, what did you do wrong? You cheated on your husband with a guy who was cheating on his wife. Congratulations. You know, the vast majority of Americans cheat. Don't keep it 100. I'm just going to make up a number here. I would say that 85% of Americans cheat or have cheated. It's something that happens. They can get a chance to do it and get away with it, they're going to do it. I know very few people who will say no to those kind of opportunities when presented to them for whatever reason. Right? So that's not against the law. What did she do? There is no real consequence. The only thing that, again, that's really nasty work is, you know, allegedly this Joy Taylor lady who was willing to lie and accuse a man of, you know, SA of assaulting her and taking it. If she had done that, then yeah, now we're looking at some legal, ramifications, some legal repercussions, possibly, depending on if the DA wanted to, prosecute. But we've seen this. We've seen women in the past. What's the Major League Baseball guy who was accused of doing awful things by some young girl? She didn't get in trouble for that at all. Matt Bauer, I believe was the name of the baseball player, ruined his career, cost him tens of millions of dollars just to clear his name. He finally cleared his name, proved that she lied. It was wrongdoing on her part. And she allegedly got paid from some insurance claim or some insurance policy that was floating around out there that she had or her attorneys had. So it seems that allegedly she walked away with hundreds of thousands of dollars, ruined this man's reputation, tried to anyway, ruined this man's career. This dude was, Cy Young caliber pitcher. And he had to spend tens of millions of dollars to clear his name, and nothing happened. So I would argue that there is no repercussions, period. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Like I don't know how she got caught up in it other than the girl was kind of throwing her in it just to kind of fact checked her allegations. That's what I think it was.
I heard Jason Whitlock. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I heard Jason Whitlock, who is a former employee of the same company, and he worked with her. And he said that it was a known thing in those spaces, right? Especially with the executive. It was like, see none, hear none, but we know what's going on, right? So as far as if it is true, I believe there should be consequences, especially if you look at the case itself. They were talking about how she was going to basically blackmail her employer after she got what she wanted. That's dirty work right there.
She gonna go to jail for basically sleeping her way to the top?
Well, I didn't say jail for that. The fairness of that aspect, I believe, is about your employment, right? If you don't deserve that position, you slept your way to the top. It's a DEI, but just in its own version, I guess you could say, right? It's not fair for anybody else who built their way to the top.
Well, wait, let's stop there. Let's mind this out. Who don't believe the allegations against Joy Taylor? Is there anybody that don't believe the allegations against her? So all of y'all believe that she slept her way to the top. Number one.
I wouldn't put it in those words. She did.
It's hearsay.
Probably.
I mean, what is she doing? I mean, what? I mean, she's not doing anything different than what Kamala Harris did.
Wait, nope, that's not.
She's not doing it.
Listen. For a woman, okay, so let's break it down. The allegations against her, number one, is that she was married and she was sleeping with the executive vice president of content of Fox Sports. He then persuaded and forced Skip Bayless, who had control over what was going on in his show, to include Joy Taylor as the referee, quote unquote, on the new hottest show, which it's a lot of probably qualified people that was overlooked for the position, but he got it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just to pause it there, I'm not even sure that they needed a moderator for that show. You can just have Skip and Shannon go back and forth. And if anything, you can rotate a guest moderator in there who can give a perspective one way or the other. You know, that would have been cool. But it's like Anton said, allegedly, this dude, this vice president of content, was like, hey, she's going to be on your show. Skip Bayless allegedly like, nah, man, I don't want her on the show. Don't like it. Don't like the energy. So when old boy realized he couldn't force it, he probably went back and looked at Skip's contract. He went and played a different route. Hey, man, do me a favor, bro. Do me a solid as a friend. Just humor me right now, man. I think it'll be a good thing for your show. Blah, 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 blah. He might have kept it 100. Hey, man, I'm banging this chick, bro. I need you to put it on the show. I need you to put it on the show, man. I'm banging her. If it doesn't work, then, you know, I'll remove her. I'll put her somewhere else, but let's give it a shot. I think that's how that conversation went. When old boy couldn't force this issue, he probably came 100 with it. Like, look, Skip, this is what's going on. But, you know, you see all this, the women are, man, they're dead quiet. They're dead quiet. They don't want to touch this. And the thing that gets me is, ladies, y'all need to realize this makes y'all all look bad. If you're not coming out against it, that means you're for it. And then people are watching like, all right, so you about it. So that's something you'll consider. It's on the table. All you have to do is just say, yeah, I think she did it. Yeah, I think she slept her way into that position. But then take it a step further. Hey, once she got there, at least she was competent. You can go that route. Just like I said, like, at least it appears she was competent. So at least she did her homework and she got there, unlike the stereotypical women, the dumb blonde, the bimbo who sleeps her way to the top, and people know like, oh, she's over there answering phones. Right? Well, why is she here? Psh, man, I'm smashing that. That's why she's here. But she doesn't do anything. We can actually hire somebody and pay you the salary paying her. We can pay to somebody who's actually going to help us. Y'all just going to have to work harder because, boy, look at them legs, boy. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing illegal. That's just a choice that someone gets to make.
That's number one. So discrimination of employment, that's number one first. But then it gets exponentially worse because not only did she do that, but there was allegations that she told the girl that filed the lawsuit when that same executive vice president allegedly was trying to hit on her and sleep with her, that she got to basically do what she got to do to get what she wants and be quiet. So she told her to be quiet. Oh, right. That's a part of the allegations. In addition to that, then she was, as a woman that was married, sleeping with both the executive vice president and the talent for a new show that was coming called Speak, Emmanuel Acho. right? Which she ended up on that show too. That was a promotion because now she wasn't just a person that was throwing questions. She was a person that was participating along with the guys, who some people would say that she wasn't qualified to do so. And then here was the worst part. When the girl that filed the lawsuit, according to what she said, told her, she said, baby girl, you sleeping with both the talent and the executive vice president? And Joy Taylor said, oh, I'm powerful myself because the minute that I no longer see, and I quote, value in him, I'm not going to be forced out. I'm going to throw some allegations on him and say that he forced me into a sexual situation. So it's egregious all across the board. Egregious all across the board.
And yeah, that's dirty work, guys. I get it. But hey, man, all's fair in love and war, bro. And that's what this is. That's corporate warfare. She on that Machiavelli, Art of War, Clausewitz, that whole, she's on all that. It's all negative. And again, there are people out there who just don't care. That's what she was going to do. Where did she mess up? By telling other people. But when you believe you're powerful, you believe you're untouchable, you start telling folks, yeah, I did that. What? You can't touch me. I'm Teflon. Well, this is definitely going to hurt her. I mean, as far as that industry with the studios, she's done. But she'll be able to move over to YouTube and do her own thing, start her own podcast, start her own community. She's going to have legions of simpleton dudes up in there. And then she could continue to post her pictures in her bikinis and workout stuff and whatever, doing yoga poses. She could do all that without going on OF, but she could do the same thing in her community. At this level, I'll share with you pictures of me at the beach or whatever. At this level, I'll share pictures of me back behind the scenes footage here in our home studio doing this YouTube channel, whatever. But she'll be able to make bread. But as far as Hollywood's concerned, that's it. If her goal was to be an A-lister, she's never going to get there, I don't think. Not with this hanging over her. But that remains to be seen.
And I'm wondering, because all of y'all knew all of the details of every other guy that these allegations are being lobbied against, for some reason, it's just hearsay this time. First it was believe all women, now it's hearsay. So what do y'all think should happen?
I believe she did it.
First, do y'all believe all of the allegations that's being made against her? Number one. And number two, if y'all do believe it, what do you think should happen to her?
I mean, I think if she actually said what you said that she said, then yeah, I believe everything that they're accusing her of. I think that she's, weaponizing her beauty. She's doing what, some people do in the industry. She had help while she probably is being, sinister in her intentions.
Malicious.
There are other people in those positions that are allowing it. You know what I mean? She's sleeping with these men in power, and they're, giving her these positions over actual, other talent that aren't sleeping their way to the top. So
do you think that that's okay?
No, I don't think it's okay.
So you don't think that it's okay for her to sleep with people in a position of power, and then maybe get a little bit of extra benefit as a result of it, as far as getting a lob?
No.
Does anybody on this panel think that's okay?
I think a romantic relationship is fine, but with an ulterior motive.
Even if it's how do I put this?
She says a romantic relationship is fine, but if there's an ulterior motive, then it's not okay. Come on now. It's first of all, it's hypergamy anyway. Like, you're gonna sit here and try to get to the next step. I mean, it is what it is. That's the game. I ain't mad. Like I said, never hate the players, God. Never hate the player. Hate the game, right? That's the way the game is played. So if a woman who was hired as a secretary, let's say, winds up dating the CEO, founder of the company, so long as she just loves that guy for who he is, that's okay. But at the end of that relationship, after 10 years, 15 years or so, whatever, 20 years, if they get divorced, then she gets half of his net worth, let's say she walks away with a couple of billion, then that's okay. There's no ulterior motive there. Come on, sis. Come on. Y'all see how the sisterhood comes together? How about we just point over there and say, hey, man, I get it. That's nasty work. She did what she did to pay it off for her. Now she's going to have to deal with it. But hey, that's how the game is played. She ran that play. I wouldn't, but more power to her and more power to those women like that. Because there's a lot of women who try to sleep their way to the top and wind up smashing the wrong dude. Like, it happens all the time. It's not like, oh, you just guaranteed to get the desired result because you smashed that dude who's the senior vice president or this, that, and the third. Nah, it's no guarantee. And the dude might be selling you a dream. He might smash you and that's it. That's it. And get you and wind up getting getting you removed from the company or something. It is what it is.
Even if it's a conflict of interest?
Exactly. Absolutely not.
Well, that's why there are certain companies that have things in place where if you're going to develop some sort of romantic relationship, that a conversation needs to be had about the whereabouts where people are going to perform their job duties. I don't know what that situation is like there. Maybe they just can't. Maybe she can't work under him, precisely.
He's
I'm
the
not
executive
sure.
vice president of content.
He's married though.
Well, I think that's a whole nother.
Wait. Do y'all see anything wrong with sleeping with a guy that may be in a position to put you in a great?
That's just not it. They're married. Like they're both married.
Forget the married. We ain't even gonna get to the married. We're gonna get to the married part later.
It's a confidential.
In general, do y'all think that it's something wrong with a woman that sleeps with a guy that is in a position to put her in a better position?
No, I just said it's a conflict of interest. It is a conflict of interest, but I don't think it's wrong.
Who said no?
I mean, I guess it depends on.
We gotta do one mic, y'all. We gotta do one mic.
I said it.
You said no?
I said no. I don't think it's wrong, but I definitely do believe it is a conflict of interest, and you need to use good judgment.
Cool, I'm with it. I'm with
those
it.
type of things.
I
mean,
go around the panel, Anton, go around the panel, bro. Get answers from these women, man. Quit letting them play.
You said what?
I don't see anything wrong with it.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's go one at a time.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
Ava, I got you. Jazz, what'd you say?
No, I was just saying that I do think that it is wrong, like especially if that person isn't fit for the job. Like, they're not actually they don't have the qualifications to fulfill the role, but because they're sleeping with so and so, they're being put in that position. I think that's extremely unfair.
What if they do have the qualifications, but they still sleep with the boss?
It gets murky because for me, I don't think you should ever, shit where you sleep or however the saying goes, because all that can get murky because
they don't want to say it. Right? Women they're just not gonna say that. They don't want to say it. They want to say, hey man, it's okay. If it works in your favor, if you work it, girl. They don't want to say it. They don't want to say it.
Even if you are talented and you sleep with somebody that could be put in position, that can be, or put you in a position, that could be something they hold over your head, regardless if you're talented or not. I just wouldn't do it at all. If you're talented, do the work, prove yourself to, that you're deserving of that role. But if you're just sleeping around and you really don't deserve that position, I think it's wrong for that person to do it. And I also think it's wrong for the people that can put that type of person in position to allow that behavior.
I'm gonna have to get back on the panels. Just so I can hear these people capping. They're just tap dancing and capping. I'm just waiting for one of these sisters on this panel to tell the truth. Like, it is what it is. It's the game. It's dirty work, but hey, it paid off for her at first.
Does anybody else feel like it's cool?
We should definitely shame everyone that's involved, for sure. I do believe bring back the shame, but can we tell her or tell anyone what to do with their bodies, especially if the person has said, hey, look, you can have your own show. If, we go out for some drinks and you sleep with me, we can't control what they do. And what is going to be the consequence? Are we going to throw her in jail? Are we going to throw the men and the women in jail? Like shame, yes, but what will be the consequences if we say that she is wrong?
Forget the consequences. Do you personally think that is wrong?
I believe there is shame in it. I do believe.
Do you think it's wrong though?
I think you need to be more detailed about what's wrong. Are we looking at it like we're looking at two married individuals?
You think it's wrong to fuck your way to the top? It's just simple.
Oh, so that's the question. He posed as, is it okay to sleep with your
Anton, you're muted. Anton, you're
Yeah,
muted.
Mike.
Forget the marriage part. Is it wrong in general?
Okay,
Yes.
we're good.
Is it wrong? Is wrong? Forget the marriage part, but just is it wrong to sleep with somebody that's in a position of power that could help you out?
Yes,
for that purpose.
I think it's framed wrong.
All right, that's about it. I don't think this video will be linked in the description below. You can check it out. This video is about 20 minutes long. I'm gonna go watch this and see if they ever got around to actually saying it's wrong here. Here's the thing. I don't think it's wrong. If I come across a woman and she's in a powerful position and she wants to let me smash, and in return she's gonna give me a TV show or a book deal, or she's gonna get my YouTube channel unshadow banned. Yeah, she can get it. She can get it. I will give her the time of her life. I would pull out all the stops. We'll have a good old time. Absolutely. I don't have a problem with that. That's the game. That's how it's played. And then when it's over, I ain't telling nobody. That's what Joy Taylor went wrong, running her mouth, going out here being loose with it. You bringing this hairstylist around, letting her see what you doing. How loose are you when a woman pulls up and is like, man, y'all smashing. It's obvious y'all smashing. How loose you got to be with it. And you smashing these dudes at the same time. Again, that's her business. She was married, if I ain't mistaken. Smashing the married man, the VP guy, and then also smashing her on-air talent co-star so she can get into the next show. Like, great, man. Do whatever you got to do. If that's what you want to do, fine. But when it goes bad, I ain't going to feel bad for you, first of all. And secondly, I understand this happens, man. This is the game. This is the game. Trust me when I tell you, there are a lot of people out there. I'm going to say mostly women, but just dudes out here doing it too. There are a lot of people out there who run this play to perfection, and they're not loose with it. They don't get caught. They don't have children with that person. And if they do, they don't tell. Right? They'll be sitting right there, best friend of the wife, the best friend of the husband, and out there doing their thing, having this whole other relationship over here because that's what they want to do. And if that leads to success down the road in the corporate world, that's fine. They'll take that. But a lot of them are just doing it to be doing it because they like that person, because that's what they want to do. So it is what it is. It is what it is, y'all. Right? So, and let's just end on that old school saying, man. Don't hate the players, man. Hate the game. Hate the game. So we're going to continue to see how this plays out. This is a real bad look for women, especially professional women, because they're going to have to deal with this. Oh, you got this position. You got named this position. Oh, you must be doing a Joy Taylor. And they're like, no, I'm not doing a Joy Taylor. But they're going to have to live with this. It is what it is. But I think women should come out and be open about it and just, speak their mind and put it out there. If you guys are going to sit here and circle the wagons talking about the sisterhood, we must protect her and believe all women type stuff, well, then you're going to lose support, because I don't believe anybody right now is on that believe all women stuff. In fact, I think they're looking back on that. They're going to say Bill Burr was right. Believe all women, all of them, like all of them. Right, so keep that in mind. I'm going to talk to y'all later, man. I'm DL saying you can catch me live every Monday and Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. I Really Want to Know podcast. I'll see y'all Thursday. Peace.